Hi guys, welcome back to my TWS December mini album. This is part 6. I'm just making a template from one of Wheezy's tags that she included in the mini that she gave me from the GGS swap club. And this tag was a bit too big to insert into my pages for this book, so I decided to make it into an actual page, considering the Christmas tree book was only 4 pages long. So now just using vintage photo distress ink to distress the edges of it. I also like to continue the ink into the centre of the page slightly, and now just going around the edges to make it a bit more darker with aged mahogany. Now just choosing a Christmas tag from the Crafty Secrets Little Dolls Images and Journal Notes pad. And just inking the edges with the vintage photo distress ink. And then adhering it using the ATG to the tag. And now just lining it up to punch the holes and setting the eyelets. And now just taking a cling stamp by Hero Arts, lining it up and using brown stays on ink. Brown? Yes. And you'll see there I've stamped a Christmas Santa stamp on there, but I hadn't shown me doing that. Now this is another one of Wheezy's tags that I'm adapting. It to was too wide, so just making it smaller and creating another template from it. So just trace around half and then cutting that out. And you'd see that it was just a bit smaller, which is what I needed. Now just tracing around that onto a piece of cornflakes box. This is only going to be used as a template for future use. And now just tracing around that onto my cardstock. Cutting it out and now inking around the edges using the vintage photo distress ink. How could I forget that? I use it all the time. and just seeing the sizing of it there. It just took a clear stamp, and I think this one's from Kaiser, and it's just a rectangle flourish that I'm about to stamp onto some acetate, and this also is in the brown stays on ink. And just making sure I cut it out in the right places. And now just applying some 1/4 inch sticky strip to the 3 edges of it, and then adhering it to the bottom of the tag, and that's going to have a few tags inserted into that. So just choosing a piece, a journaling tag from the memo notebook memo pad, and that's by Jenny Boland. Inking around the edges and just punching a hole and inserting an eyelet. And just selecting a tag from K & Company's Wild Saffron tag pad and just inking around the edges there with Vintage Photo again. And just selecting a clear stamp there. It's just of some music notes, and inked it with Versamark ink. It didn't quite go right across the tag, so I just added a bit more on the end. And now embossing it using clear embossing powder from Ranger. Heat setting it there. Now just taking some Vintage Photo Distress ink and running my brayer over it, and just covering that tag with the Vintage Photo Distress ink, and just wiping off the excess there, and just drying it a bit. Just cutting off some Christmas paper, and this Christmas paper here matches the background on the page that I'm inserting these tags. Applying that to the back of that musical note tag. I forgot to ink around the edges before I applied the adhesive, so just doing that now. And that's that tag finished. And slot it in there. Okay. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 7. Bye.